Friends, welcome back. Today we're kicking off a little project. We're going to be trying something new out. So recently I've gotten into carbon fiber a little bit. Been adding some carbon fiber pieces to the car. I got this carbon fiber rear diffuser. I think it looks so good. Makes the rear end look a lot more aggressive. There's a cat that lives out here now. But I'm adding some more little pieces here and there. We got the carbon fiber mirror covers, just a little simple piece. And more recently, I picked up a used set of these rare and discontinued carbon fiber engine covers. Now, I had to buy them used and they were in pretty rough shape. So the plan was to refinish them, just polish them up, add some clear coat, but they were in pretty bad shape and it's taken a lot of work. I've been fiddling with them off and on for a couple weeks now, and you can see they're in various states. But the point is I ended up having to reapply resin. So I've kind of been learning how to use resin on carbon fiber. So at that point, I started thinking I kind of want to try and like actually make a carbon fiber piece. In my supply closet now, where'd I put this stuff? Oh, here we go. So I picked up a roll of carbon fiber fabric, and we're gonna try and make something. I've learned that there's a couple different processes. Rather than jumping straight into making a mold or something crazy like that, we're gonna try a process called skinning, where we're going to wrap the carbon fiber around an existing part and then resin over it. So rather than doing something to the car that I'm gonna be extra picky about how it looks, I was thinking, why don't we try to do a piece of my FPV drone goggles. So these are the goggles I use to fly my drones, and this front black piece is easily removable. So let's pop this off and see if we can skin this in real carbon fiber. Okay, it has been about 8 hours since we did the initial resining. So with that, what we tried to do was just work the resin into the fibers. That layer is supposed to make the cloth rigid. Like it's hardened a bit, but there's still a little bit of tack to it. So what that means is we can do another coating of resin without having to sand. So we're at that perfect point where now I want to add some resin to make it glossy or glossier, because you can see right now you've still got all the texture of the cloth. It looks pretty bad. So we're going to put on a thicker layer of resin, and then after that we can go around the edges and start to clean these up. I didn't want to add too much thickness, so rather than wrapping the cloth around, I cut it really close to the edge and then thought I'd clean it up with some sanding. It does look a little rough. our part has hardened up pretty nicely, and the edges definitely need some work. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clean up the edges. Then we are going to sand out the rough texture, make it as smooth as we can, and then we're gonna do another layer of resin and start working our way towards that super smoothy, deep look that we want. For the edges, I kind of wish I had done what I think I should have done, which is fold the carbon onto the backside. Then edge would just be perfect. I wouldn't have to do this, but I didn't. The part is looking really, really good. It's been about 48 hours since we applied the resin, so it's had plenty of time to cure. We do have a few imperfections. Definitely learned some things along the way. Before I said that I wish I had wrapped the carbon fiber around the edges, and now I'm definitely glad I didn't, because we would have had some serious fit issues. Just even the little bit of resin that gets on the backside made it not fit really at all, and I had to do some work to the back to really shave it off, and I ended up in some areas just completely ripping away the original metal, just leaving behind carbon there. So that the carbon layer is definitely strong. We've added some strength to this piece, whatever that's worth. There's still some little areas I've got to just kind of like get away so that it will sit on the goggles flush. But I think that's pretty good. With just a little bit more work to the backside, we'll be able to get it to sit nicely again. So what I do want to do is I want to sand it again with a little bit less aggressive of a sandpaper, just to take out some of the minor surface defects and then polish it up. I'm really happy with how this looks, and for what it is, just a piece of my FPV goggles, I would happily run it exactly as is and just live with the little defects. But I'm kind of doing this as a learning experience for pieces that I might want to make for my car, or other things where I do care more about the appearance. So because of that, I'm going to put in the extra effort to sand it, polish it. I'm just going to try and make this look as good as possible. got the goggles back together, and now we've come out to a little spot where we can get the drone in the air, get some flying in, test the goggles out, see if the new carbon fiber piece makes the drone fly faster. Most importantly though, I'm really excited to show you how the piece came out. Alright, that's just about gonna do it. It was just a short session, but even when you only have time for a little session, it's still worth getting out, enjoying some flying. I'm really happy with how the goggles turned out. I'm glad I put in the extra effort to do the round of sanding and polishing. I do think it kind of took it to the next level. It's looking good. The drone's not flying any faster. Just so I don't accidentally troll anyone, this would not have any effect on the drone performance. And the material, the original material was metal, so it's not gonna help or hurt the RF performance of the goggles either in any way. And if anything, you know, I'm adding a little bit of weight because we just put carbon on top of the original piece. So there was really zero benefit to this other than it just looks so good. What do you think? Is this like a 8 out of 10 maybe? Could be a little better.
10 horsepower.
10.
I mean, it's gotta do it.
I think it's like an 8 out of 10. I could have done it better. I hate to use the phrase, you know, good for my first time, but for my first time doing carbon fiber, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good for your
It's pretty good. But I hate that's such a cop-out. It's pretty good for my first time. Like, no, just do it. I might do it again. I might like get another one of these pieces and do it again and see if I can get it even better. But this was a good practice run, and I'm psyched to do some other parts. I think it would be really cool to do something on my radio. I'm not exactly sure what I'd want to do. If you guys have any ideas on like what, I don't know. Throw it out there. But guys, thanks for hanging out. Always appreciate you tuning in. Sean, good ripping with you as always. Oh, that was a bad one. There we go. Take two. Try new things and persevere.